Wow. Okay, WandaVision 4, I think, was a great episode. I don't think it was quite as the most mind-blowing episode of any show that I've seen. It probably is the best show of the episode that they've done so far, and it was well needed. We needed this opportunity to start getting not only some answers, but to get more information. I think that's a better way of putting it than answers, because they really gave us little in the way of answers other than what's been happening from another point of view during episodes 1, 2, and 3. So this was an extremely needed episode, and I applaud it. I think it did its job fantastically, and I also think that it did a job as just being an episode of WandaVision amazingly well. I'm very happy with this episode, but this episode left a lot of questions, people! Come on, let's look at the obvious. The very first question is, who is this person in the Witness Protection Agency that Jimmy is so worried about? Who is this person that nobody else can remember? Is it simply a larger effect of the hex that they can't remember? What is the radius of this hex effect then? They believe it's a 5-mile radius. But if you're getting in touch with someone's friends that live out of state, possibly out of country, then how big is this radius of effect, and why isn't it affecting the rest of the world then? So it just occurred to me that it just seems a little strange that no one anywhere remembers who this person is. It just goes beyond the 5-mile range that they want us to believe is correct that they've established in the show. So who is this individual? Now, I'm from New York City, not from Jersey. Been in Jersey a lot. I have relatives in Jersey, but I don't know Jersey completely well. But let me know, because I think that I think exit 32 in Jersey, South Brunswick. just a silly little point. Now, another question is Jimmy Woo's statement about the town, the field around the town, sort of generating this feeling that you're not wanted, that you're not allowed in, and that is why he himself didn't try to go in, try to do anything, because the energy, the emotional energy, the thought energy that it was giving off repelled him. That's exactly what it is. It's some sort of emotional thought repellent thing where you don't want to go in, you don't want to be a part of this, you see it, now move on. Nothing to see here kind of attitude. Yet Monica, it didn't affect. She gave no sign, no indication that she was feeling that as well. Why? Now, when Darcy shows up, we get to see that they've already been sending in other drones and still are. Where are these drones? What is all of this? Where's they all going to? So we've seen the first drone. We saw what happened to that. Are we to believe that there's just like a rainfall of these red and blue toy helicopters flying and falling down into Westview because of all the drones being sent in? I just think we would have seen that in the background happening somewhere. So what's happening to the rest of them? Now, I think the second biggest question that gets raised in this episode is, why is this not only a television show? Why is, not only why is this in television and radio waves being projected out, but more importantly, why is it entangled in the very birth energy of the Big Bang itself? The oldest, most relic energy that dates back literally to the Big Bang, the creation of what we recognize as the universe. It's entangled in that. Why? Well, this one I have a thought on. I think that it's because it is tied to a cosmic being. A being that has been around since the beginning, or at least so long ago that you could say forever. And what I mean by that is, once in the early days, Mephisto in Marvel Comics was categorized as a character that can never be destroyed, because as long as there is 1 ounce, one evil thought, one evil person in the universe, evil is alive, so therefore it is. And the same thing about Nightmare, his agent, a character that has worked with him and through him for many times in the past. They are two characters that are intertwined, and Nightmare himself has been around ever since the first being in the whole created universe ever dreamt. So we have two beings of cosmic level, one of which, Mephisto, that everyone has been saying is the active villain in the show. Not me. I have been saying that he is the passive villain in the show. He is the Thanos to this Avengers movie, so to speak. His agent Nightmare is the one also tied with the most ancient energy in the universe, is the one also involved in this. And I'm still maintaining that theory, not because I just want to hold on to it, because no other evidence has proven itself yet to counter that theory. If you have an idea that you think disproves my theory, not a different theory, but literally your theory disproves mine, why it can't be Nightmare, put it in the comments, because otherwise, until something changes it, I am maintaining that Nightmare is the Loki in this Avengers movie. So yes, Mephisto is the bad guy. He's the overall bad guy, though. Just like Thanos wasn't the on-hand villain in Avengers movie. That's still the way I'm going with this. And I think that this background energy, that's why it's tied to the oldest energy. That's why, because these are beings who are the oldest energies in the universe. Now, we got to point out two things about them tracking everyone down. All the townspeople. We get to see on the blackboard that they have tracked down and identified every one of the bit players, the secondary characters, the co-stars in the WandaVision show that they are watching, except for Agnes. There is no mention of her, and there is nothing on the board like there is with everyone else showing their ID that they've been identified. Here's their driver's license, here's their state ID. No, not for Agnes. But another thing I noticed is they were very quick right away to try to identify who these background individuals are, but they've made no attempt to look into who the producer of the show is, who's the writer of the show. The credits that come up at the end of the WandaVision show, not the episode of WandaVision we're watching. I think you understand what I'm saying there. So, because those credits are different. Those credits, those names are different than the ones we see at the end of the show we are watching. The end of the show that has just ended for Wanda and Vision, those names are different. And even if they weren't different, why would you not look them up? Okay, who the hell is this producer? Who the hell is this director? Who the hell is this head writer? Let's find them and contact them. Actually, that would have been the first thing I went to before the actors. I would have went to the people responsible for the show, who are the producers, the directors, the executive producers, and such like that. Then you get to the stars. But they haven't even looked into that yet. Why? Now, we saw that Wanda kicked out Monica. We got to see that scene. We know what happened to Monica. She's with Sword again, and she's going to be debriefed. What happened to Agent Franklin? Wanda said no. We haven't seen him. It's not like he popped back over into the Sword base. He just completely puffed away. Not like snapped away like Thanos did. He just stopped being. He was literally edited out of everything. What happened to him? Where is he? Is that important? I don't know. I think it is. So those are my questions and my thoughts about what happened, what I just saw. There you go. So put down in the comments what you think. What are some of your questions? What do you think this episode answered, and what do you think this episode asked more than anything else? Because I want to think about that. I want to think about what you think. All right, thank you very much for watching this episode. I'm your buddy Big John and G with Two Gun Pixie presents WandaVision.